All right, you guys, I know it has been a minute. The podcast was on hiatus, but welcome back to the Hey Glowfriend podcast. I'm so excited to be with you all again. I want to preface this by saying that we have been recording content this entire time. So it's not that we've taken a break or I've taken a break. It's just, in all honesty, publishing the podcast and doing that alongside with all the other things that I'm doing educationally, like the club and the community, it got a little much. But I'm so excited to be back with you. Our first kickoff episode is actually a chat that we did within the Coming in Clutch Club. And it was our first time doing this where we opened up the chat to anyone that wanted to attend. So you did not have to be a makeup artist. You did not have to be in the beauty industry, or I should say you do not have to be a makeup artist, or you do not have to be in the beauty industry. You can be anywhere where you are along your journey, but we opened it up purposefully. And I will explain why. So basically, I had a meeting with the club right after the makeup show, and a lot of the talks that I had with clients at the show really were, the word disheartening is coming to me, but they were disheartened. They felt lost. They felt alone. They felt like they didn't know what their next steps were. They were like having me moments like, why did I enter into this industry? What am I doing? People are feeling very, very lost. That's the biggest thing right now. So, as a club, we wanted to open up the chat to show those people out, or show you out there, that you are not alone, that you have like-minded individuals that understand what it is that you're going through. You have us to guide you along. You have me to be there as your biggest cheerleader. Even when you can't cheerlead for yourself, I will be there for you. So, this chat really was focused upon that. And then we opened it up at the end for Q&A. So those of you that do want to hear the Q&A, though, I will say that is a club exclusive, or actually I think it's in the community, but it's a club community exclusive. So you would have to join us within the club to hear the rest of it. But I wanted to at least put out there the key points that we focused upon that, in my opinion, really change our mindset as makeup artists, as beauty entrepreneurs. When things around us are completely out of control, there is so much going on in this world that honestly we cannot control right now. And we spoke about this in the chat, so you'll hear it in a second. But with all that happening, we need to focus on the things that we can control. And those are the things that we're talking about within this chat. So to kick off the 2025 season of the Hey Glowfriend podcast, which I want to say is season 4. If I'm incorrect, then it's season 5. But you guys know how I do. I'm what is the number? What is the number? It's a season. We're relaunching. We're doing it. We're coming out again. 2025. So to kick it off, we're having a really great community chat. And I hope you enjoy it. I cannot wait to hear what you think. And I will say this, though, when we're publishing this, we're actually launching our mastermind program at the same exact time. So if you want to join us in the mastermind program, please reach out to me. All of the information is going to be below. It's going to be on the website. You'll hear all about it within this chat as well. But I just want to say that too. I would love to have you. Right now is the time to come together as a community, as a club, and really, really get things going. The mastermind is going to be absolutely amazing. Each month, we're going to be focusing on a different topic. And I promise you, transformation, you will not be the same person that you are going into the mastermind as you are coming out of it. So please join us there. Can't wait to work with you and enjoy the chat, you guys. Talk soon. When I shine, you shine. We shine together, y'all.
Cause you're a queen, yeah, you're a queen.
Hey, Glow friends, you're listening to the Hey Glowfriend podcast with myself, Angelique Velez. This is a podcast with makeup entrepreneurs who want to be seen and supported on their entrepreneurial journey as makeup artists. With 20 years in the makeup industry, becoming the founder and CEO of Breakups to Makeup, I have learned that vulnerable and honest conversations about this industry is much needed. Let us keep you company with whatever you are enjoying doing today while you listen to this episode, because you don't have to glow alone. So Welcome everyone to it's the Coming in Clutch Club group call, but this is the first time that we're opening it to anyone and everyone who wanted to join us today. So welcome you guys, and I'm so excited to have this discussion with you. Our chats are just magic, in my opinion. I know I'm totally biased, but I know that there's a lot going on in the industry right now. And the club members and I spoke last week, and we were discussing a couple things during our group call. And they requested having a call like this one. And then I asked, what do you think if we open it up to anyone who wants to join? And they were all for it. So I'm really excited to be hosting this today. And for those of you catching the replay, please let us know how you're doing. If you're not part of the Facebook group, it's a free Facebook group. You can join us over there, and you could just post something and like people will answer. So I think that is one of the first steps, is kind of getting out of your own way and coming as you are. And that's why when I went live yesterday, I also talked about that. Just come as you are. You can have your video off, no makeup, in pajamas. I don't care. Just show up. It does not matter to me. But I'm really, really excited to have you guys here with us. The first thing that I do want to say, and I do want to acknowledge for you, even showing up and being here with us, that you took the first step. You're a leader in the industry. So if you ever doubt that about yourself, just know that you in your own right are a leader. You belong here. You're exactly where you are meant to be. And with being said, I wanted to read something to you guys when I was finalizing my notes this morning. It just so happened to pop up on my social media. And honestly, I'm not on social media like that often. Those that are in the club and the community already know this. I've stepped back a little bit just for my own mental health. So the fact that this popped up literally the first post in my feed, I was like, okay, that was beautiful. So it says it's from Muno Men's. I don't even know. I don't follow them. So it just happened to pop up, but I'll post it in my stories too. It says every moment, decision, choice, encounter, person, mistake, lesson, step forwards, step backwards, heartbreak, love, failure, breakthrough, dream are all the little dots that create the sum of your entire life. Each experience leads to the next. And although in the present moment, it may seem that everything is scattered all over the place, one day you will be able to connect the dots between each part of your life. When you do, you will have the realization that a life void of even just one of those dots would not have made you the person that you are. Trust that everything happens as it should in a way that is right for you. Maintain that faith, and you will experience the freedom you are seeking. So I thought that was so, I was even getting chills just reading it right now. I thought that was so in tune for today's discussion. Um, so I hope that resonated with you. And again, I'll post it in my stories, that way you can read it on your own, and I can always send it to you if you want me to. Unfortunately, I can't take right for that's not my words, but I wish they're so beautiful. I wish they were. But it was definitely how I was feeling today. Um, so yeah, let's get started, okay, you guys? So the first thing I wanted to talk about, I know the makeup show, is it 3 weeks ago now? I'm like, how are we almost in June? What happened? Where did it go? I have no idea. But if you've ever been to my booth before, you know you can come, you can talk, you could chat. It's like a place where we all get together and we like catch up. So most of the artists that I was talking to, or almost every single artist that I spoke to, has been feeling lost. They've been feeling as though the goals that they had set out for 2025, they're just not going in that direction. They feel like what they were focusing on, they no longer want to focus on anymore. They feel very alone. Almost the feeling as if like, what am I doing? What now? And then on top of that, externally, with everything happening in the world and all the things going on, I think it's just adding on to that anxiousness and all of those feelings. So that is why I wanted to come together today and talk about the things that we have been focusing on, myself personally, and then also within the club, that I think they've been so helpful. And it's not to say that things are not hard, because they are. Like, let's say that first and foremost, things have been really, really hard. And I can only speak from my own perspective, but I will say, um, and I'll give you a little tidbit, because I know many of you may not know my journey. In 2020, that was one of the worst years for my brand. We literally were for Breakups to Makeup, we were supposed to hit a milestone within the brands. Revenue wise, speaking engagement wise, like I was booked on a monthly basis to attend all these different seminars, trainings, trade shows. Like it was going to be the biggest year for Breakups to Makeup. We were launching on QVC that year. Like it was major, you guys. And then the pandemic hit and everything literally shut down and everything changed for me at that moment. So then that happened, right? And then I know for us as makeup artists, after that, I think it was 2 years later, I feel like we never recovered. And then 2 years later, the strikes happened. And then everything slowed down for us then. Those in the film and TV industry, we felt it tremendously. And then I feel like it started to trickle down to everybody else, celeb makeup artists, and then fashion makeup artists, and then bridal felt it in some way too for some reason. So then that happened. And then I feel like we never really recovered from that. And then now, fast forward, we're in 2025 where the world is like going crazy and people are saying they don't have money for things and budgets are being cut. So we never fully recovered, I feel like. And it's just been one thing after the next, which is why I feel like it feels like an unprecedented time for us. And the big thing I want to let you guys know, if you're feeling the same way I'm feeling, you are not alone. And for me, I really do feel as community is what's going to help us navigate these crazy waters and also tapping into our own superpowers. So if you've been following us here in the club, if you've ever attended any of our sessions, you know we're titling this year the year of blank. Insert your name there, the year of you. So this year for me is the year of Angelique. It's the year of Belinda. It's the year of Barbara. It's the year of Amira. Whatever, it's focusing on you, your wants, and your needs. And it is really hard to do that, you guys. And I know it is because there's so many external factors out there that are telling us what we should be doing or what we should be focusing on, or why don't you go get a full-time job? Or if you have a full-time job, why don't you get another job? Like there's so many things out there that are basically telling us that what we are doing is not enough or that we're not enough. So it's putting those blinders on and focusing on our own self. So that's where I'm going to be focusing on today. So I hope this resonates with so many of you guys. So the first thing within the year of you, and if you have a notebook and you have a pen, I have my little pen right here. Oh, thanks for the hearts, Belinda. I love it. Um, Title your page the year of and literally insert your name there. Literally. I want it in big letters. I want you to remember that you're focusing on you right now, no matter what is going on around you. And the club always laughs at me because I love cartoons. I love movies. If you guys have ever seen the movie Encanto, and it's it's towards like the end of the movie where Bruno is trying to figure out like where she's supposed to be going within her journey, and there's this little, I don't know if it's a hog or a boar, I'm not sure, but he's sitting right next to Mirabel, and it's Mirabel, right? Why can't I remember Mirabel? And he's just sitting there as Bruno's doing this his entire magic, and there's like a tornado around him, and like the hog or boar is just like sitting there just so tranquil and relaxed. And that's how I want you guys to consider yourselves. Like there's like a shit show around us and all this stuff is happening and we literally can't control any of it. So we need to channel that animal that's just sitting there nice and meditating and like whatever's gonna happen, we're gonna navigate these waters together and we're gonna be okay. So if you can channel him, please. So the first thing I want you guys to think about, acknowledge that we are not like anyone else. And I say this as a collective. I know we have many members in the club that aren't makeup artists as well. So when I'm saying this, I'm saying whatever it is that your focus is as a beauty entrepreneur, most are in the beauty industry in some aspect, but if you're a brand owner, whatever it is that you do, just acknowledge the fact that you are not like anyone else out there. You in that industry, us as makeup artists, you guys, and I remember back in the day, I had created a shirt saying different breed. And I know all of my slogans, people can take them different ways depending upon how they interpret them. But when I created that, it was to let everyone know that we are our own breed. Even this year's slogan, they not like Moz. It literally is saying us as makeup artists, we are not like anyone else, you guys. And we have to constantly remind ourselves that, I think. Because I know even for myself, I'll try many of my friends, I don't really have close friends outside of this industry because I do have close friends in this industry. So I'm not talking about those in here. Outside of our industry, like friends that I grew up with, friends that I consider family, Most of them have full-time gigs. They're full-time 9 to 5ers. They do not understand what I do. Like I wish they could. They don't. My husband doesn't understand. Like my mom doesn't understand. So unless you're in here with us and you have your nose to the ground, like how we do what we do, you're not going to understand what we do. So therefore, those rules that might apply to others, we have to throw those out the window because they're not going to apply to us. So I know I've in the past tried to compare myself with others or with my friends that are at like a different level and doing different things. It's okay. They're on their own journey. I'm on my own journey. But my stuff is never going to be like their stuff. And I'm harping on this for a reason, you guys, because I really feel like we forget this. Um, I honestly like to compare our journeys more to like celebrities. And if you guys have ever worked on a celebrity before, if you've ever been in entertainment in the TV industry, you know how this goes. I know I wish Alice was here so I could spotlight her for a minute, but we talk about Adele a lot. So if you guys think of the singer Adele, she'll come out with like a bomb CD, right? 1 year, and what she'll go into hibernation for what, like 10 years? And that may be like making it bigger, maybe 5 years, but she'll like fall and we won't hear anything from her for like 5 years. And then she'll come back out with a bomb CD, go on tour for a minute, and then she steps back. And I feel like our career is more so like that, where we have certain pinnacles, certain peaks, and then we might step off for a little bit. And if you think about that with the influencer range too, if you are following certain influencers and you notice and you're on the journey with them, they're not hot for always. You know what I'm saying? Like they're hot, when I say hot, meaning like popular or people trying to like follow them for a certain period of time and then it falls off for a little bit. So think about your journey like that. And I think if you start thinking like that, it's really going to change the way that you envision your journey. And you're going to be more grateful for the jobs and stuff that you do get, which we're going to get to in a minute, because nothing is promised. Literally, poof, in a blink of an eye, things can change and producers may change, and then you may not have that gig anymore. And I remember when I was a young makeup artist, I never thought about it in that way. I kind of thought about it like, okay, I got this gig, now it's mine. And then when it left me, I thought I did something wrong. Like it was me, like I messed it up. What did I do? Guys, it has nothing to do with us. It's completely, there are factors working behind the scenes that we have no idea about and we have no control over, and it has nothing to do with you. So please, please, please remember that. So again, we are a different breed. Our journey is like no one else's. And I want to add to that just a little bit. Also going back to the fact of not blaming yourself for things, because I do feel like as a younger makeup artist, younger entrepreneur, if anything, if I didn't get certain things, or if I didn't make it into a show, or if I didn't get a certain speaking engagement, I always thought it was because it was me. Like it was my fault. Like I did something, or my pitch wasn't good enough, or let's try to take that terminology or that way of thinking out of the way. Like, let's push it out of the way and think that maybe there are bigger things happening behind the scenes that we literally have no control over. And I feel like once I started shifting my brain in that way, I feel a lot lighter because it's almost like, well, there was nothing I could do anything. If it's mine, it's going to be mine anyway, right? So if it's not mine, then it was meant for somebody else. And I have this conversation with my son a lot. He's an athlete. If you guys haven't followed, he's only 9, but he's like legit like an athlete. It's crazy the way that he is. I love it. But there are certain things that, if he doesn't get something, he gets really upset with himself. And I'm like, Bray Bray, there's nothing that you can really do about that. It's out of your control. It wasn't meant for you. So I feel like if we think in that way, yes, Stacey, I love that. Nothing for you will pass you by. I absolutely love that. And I agree. It won't. And I've had times where things come back to me. I've had times where they've come back when I was more prepared to be wherever I needed to be or do whatever I need to do. And then honestly, you guys, I've had things that haven't come back to me. And I just need to be okay knowing that it wasn't for me. I wasn't that person that was meant to be there, or whatever the case was. So rather than blaming ourselves, let's start switching the mindset in that way, that it wasn't meant for us, and what is meant for us is going to come for us. That doesn't mean that you don't have to do the work, though. Let's be real about that. You still got to put the work in. But I feel like when things are taken away, the thing for us, especially those that are entrepreneur, well, all of us are entrepreneurs. We're gonna get more no's than we get yeses, and we're gonna get more like turn downs than we get turn ups. You know what I'm saying? So we have to remember that too. It's like, just prepare yourself that the door's gonna close. You might get a no. You are gonna get no's, and then it's that one yes that makes a big difference. Okay, so keep that in mind. But again, our journey is not like anyone else. We are not like anyone else. Okay. The second thing. Hi, Kristen. Um, the second thing I want you guys to focus on. So, in adding on to that, you yourself are not like anyone else. And I know, if I even roll my eyes, I was rolling my eyes writing it down, but I have to reiterate it, and I have to harp on this one. You are your own superpower. And I believe that to the core, you guys. If you don't know who you are, that's where I need you to start. I need you to start focusing on who you are as a person, who you are. Like, date yourself, literally take yourself out on dates. I feel like we spend so much time. And I think, honestly, you guys, being makeup artists, we are those nurturers in the room. We're like the first people the talent sees. Our job is to take care of them. So we're so accustomed to nurturing and pouring into others and doing for others that it's in our nature. I think we just forget about ourselves in the process. But you need to pour into you more so than you pour into anyone else. I was going to say just as much as, but nope, nope, nope. It's more so than you pour into anyone else. So I know for myself, I think it was right after the was it right after? I'm trying to think timeline wise. I know 2020 hit, and I believe I started what I call dating myself in like 2022. I feel like it was right after the strikes or during the strikes. And I was like, I need to, things were like falling apart within the business. A lot of things weren't working. Again, budgets weren't there. It was complete chaos. And I had to really look within inside myself and say, well, Angelique, what is it that you want? I feel like I was doing what I thought I should be doing because those things were working for me before. And then all of a sudden they stopped working. And I felt like I was like, oh my gosh, now what? I don't even know what to do. Where a lot of people are feeling that way right now. So I had to turn internally, and I really had to say, well, what do you want? What do you like? What do you love? And it honestly, you guys, it even came down to the way I look, like things that fit me, things that I like to wear. Because at that point for me, which is a whole nother story, things that used to fit me and I used to be able to wear didn't fit me anymore. And I'm not talking about not fitting me because like I got bigger or smaller, nothing like that. Like they legit just stopped fitting me. Like I couldn't wear Tims anymore. They hurt my feet. Or even my Uptowns hurt my feet. Like signature styles that I would wear, I couldn't wear anymore because they physically were hurting me. So I literally had to completely change the way that I viewed myself, and things that I wore, as well as places I wanted to go and see, as well as things that I wanted to do for my business. It was a complete transformation, and I'm still going through it. But I feel like a lot of us don't stop and take the time to be like, okay, what is it that I need? What is it that I want? What is it that I even like? Do I like what I'm doing anymore? Do I like this client anymore? Do I like going to this place anymore? So number two is really, really important because it's turning things intrinsically. Like I really want you to look within yourself and start dating yourself. And you can take it slow. You can take it very slow. If you have a free day, think, okay, so what do I want to do today? I'm not telling you to go update your website. If that's not what you want to do, then don't do it on that day. You want to go to the zoo? I don't know why the zoo came to me, but if you want to go to the zoo and then go walk around, go do that. It's doing things like that. Oh, I'm so happy this resonates for you, Amira. Stacy says we get so complacent with old self. Yes, and it's like we hold on to him or her. Like it's like we don't want to let them go. But when things like this are going on, things especially externally, we have to. You guys, there's no other way. Change is the only constant thing in life. And honestly, if you take nothing else away from this chat, Write that down, please. It is completely changed my mindset. Change is the only constant thing in life, and we can't control it. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen. But I need you to figure out who you are right now. Right now. There may be certain people that you admire online. There may be makeup artists, influencers, celebrities that you look at and you admire them. What is it about them that you admire? Because I don't want you being someone else. You need to focus on you. So maybe taking a little bit from this, a little bit from that, and that's making what you feel that's what you admire. Figure that part out. But in all honesty, I feel like the first step is tapping into self and figuring out, what do I want today? Like, do I want some coffee, iced or hot? Do I want half and half in it? Do I want a little milk, oat milk? What do I want? Do I want some flavor? Like, down to that. You know what I'm saying? And then figure that. And then it's going to be the next step after that. But don't focus on what you think others are doing or externally what's going on. Focus on yourself. Is that clear? Like, and I wrote here, you are your own superpower. That's one of the quotes I literally, every time I hear it, I roll my eyes. It's like, I feel like it's been said so many times, but I feel like we don't pull it apart or dive into it. You're your own superpower, meaning like without you and the things that make you you, you can't even create. How about that? Because we're creatives. So when we're feeling as though we don't have control, I feel like there's something triggering us that's making us say, okay, we have to look within. There's something changing here. What do I need to focus on? And that'll help you create again. It's really important for us, okay? So put like a huge star by number two. I feel like I could do a whole seminar just on number two. And we've done it in the club. Okay. Everyone good so far? I just want to make sure there are no questions so far. I know I'm breezing through these, but I want to be mindful of your time and I want to leave time for Q&A. Okay, number three is focus on what you can control. So there are so many things going on, and I'm not going to get political on here, you guys. I don't even need to get political because we could touch, yeah, that's happening too. However, personally, because most of you on here I've talked to, those that I talked to at the show, clients of mine, everyone is going through something. It is heavy times right now. It is absolutely bananas in all honesty. And there's so much of that we can't control. Most of it we can't control. So we literally need to focus on what we can control. And I'll give you an example of that. And I hope this resonates with someone. I feel like that's why it's coming to my mind because I don't have it written down. So I've been a makeup artist 20 plus years at this point. The brand Breakups to Makeup, I founded in 2013. So I've had the brand for almost 12 years at this point, which is bananas. We've been doing trade shows for within that 12-year time period for over almost 10 years, I would say. We started doing trade shows right away. Tell me why I had my first anxiety attack going to a trade show, this makeup show. And I know those of you that were on our call 2 weeks ago, we talked about it a little bit, but I'll get into it a little bit more. So for this show, if you guys weren't aware, it was the 20th anniversary of the makeup show. It was a very big deal. We were invited to multiple events, or I was. When I say we, it's like it's me. I was invited to multiple events. But I was commuting in. So I live around 2 hours outside of the city. So the first event that I was able to go to was the gala. So the gala, I want to say, was 2 days before the actual show. I think it was on a Friday, and then the actual show was on the Sunday. And I'm getting ready to go to the gala. And you have to dress up and look good and all the things. And I'm okay with that. Like I have my little dress ready. And all of a sudden my heart starts like palpitating, like literally like feeling like it's gonna jump outside of my chest. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I literally felt like out of control. Like I couldn't control my emotions. I felt like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do when I get there? Who am I gonna talk to? Do I just sit in the corner and be by myself? Like, mind you, I know a lot of people that are going to be there. So I don't know what was going in my head, but I couldn't get a hold of it. Literally, like I started like almost like deep breathing like that, not deep breathing, like quick breathing, and I had to calm myself down. And I was like, Angelique, you've done this so many times. And in my mind, I had to like walk myself off the ledge. I'm like, you've done this so many times. It's going to be safe. You're going to be safe there. Even if you just get there and you sit on a chair, people will come up to you. Like you could just sit in the chair and just look around, and that's okay. So what did I do? I text my good friend Stacy Robinson. I'm like, just checking, you're gonna be there, right? And she just sends me a little heart. She's like, yes, I am. And I'm like, okay. So as soon I'm in my head, I'm like, just go see Stacy. You'll be with Stacy. You'll be next to her. You'll be okay. And I literally the whole time I had to tell myself. And I know I'm laughing saying this, but I know it's not funny because I know people go through this on a daily basis. Um, but it was not a cool feeling. I did not like it. And I feel like during this time, because of so much going on in the world, this is happening often to so many people. Because in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go ride the train. I got to go through Penn Station. I got to be with all this energy. What if something happens? Blah, 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 like all these things. I can't control any of that. You know what I mean? So all I could focus on was how I was going to look, how I was going to present myself. And in all honesty, you guys, I picked something very easy, something I knew I was going to be comfortable in. I picked flat so that way I knew my brain wouldn't hurt trying to walk around in heels. I picked like a very minimal makeup look, something that if like the lipstick came off, I didn't care. You know what? I didn't want to have to focus on too many things. So I kept it very minimal. But I made sure my hair was big and fluffy. So that way when I got there, I knew that was going to be big and fluffy. And I was like, I'm going to Stacy. Like, I'm going to see Stacy. Like, I will be there with Stacy. And that's all I kept thinking. And that's what I did. I just put one foot in front of the other, and every step became just a little bit easier for me. So I drove to the train station, got there good, parked. I had a good amount of time to get into the train. I wasn't rushing. So I know I'm harping on this a bit because I know people go through this a lot, especially with certain gigs and everything. And it's all these external factors that we can't control. The only thing I can control was myself getting to the gala, presenting myself in a certain way, and being with Stacey. And then it was hilarious because as soon as I got there, I saw her and I was like, hey, girl. And then the rest was history. People came up to me and they were coming up and hugging and we were talking and chatting and I was okay. I was with my people and I was okay. But I have never ever experienced that before going to a show before. Um, so I feel like I've turned into an introvert in some way, shape, or fashion. I don't know when it happened, but it happened. But my point is, all of those external factors I could not control. So I was thinking about things that I didn't need to be thinking about because I couldn't control them anyway. All I could think about was myself and putting one foot in front of the other and making it to the gala. That's all my focus was on. So I hope that story helps someone in some type of way because I know there are so many things going on right now in the world that we honestly can't control. My best advice with that, and this is something we can talk about when we open it up for Q&A if you guys want to as well. If you find there are certain things that are triggering you, step away from them, you guys. Step away from them. I know, like, my dad, for example, will have the news on all day long. I don't know how I have no, I tell him all the time, I'm like, Bobby, turn it off. Why is it still on? I can't. Like, I go into their house and I'm like, can you please lower it? Or I have to go in another room. Like, I cannot have the news on. I can't. It triggers me. I cannot. Also, you neither, Stacey. Yeah, I just can't. Also social media for me, which is what I said in the beginning of this call. I've had to take a step back, you guys. I will post, I will like things really quick. I will answer. So the big thing for us, because we are entrepreneurs in here. If people are engaging with you, you do need to engage back. You have to. They're taking time out of their schedule to say something to you. That's something that I've learned. I will always engage back, but then I hop off. I need to hop off because that's a big trigger for me as well. So think about this is tapping into number two as well. Remember, who you are. Start finding yourself again, and with that knowing what your triggers are. Your triggers are going to come up and you'll know they're a trigger because something will happen, like happened to me right before the gala where my heart started palpitating. I was like, I couldn't breathe. Like that was a trigger, me thinking about commuting in and not knowing anyone. You know what I'm saying? So figure that stuff out about yourself. So Angela says, same. James, hi James. He says, I can't either. Stacy says, navigating what you put out helps navigate the energetic conversations you welcome. And ooh, Stacy, that's a good one too. That is true. Because in all honesty, even at the gala, it was hilarious. I think we had this conversation 2 weeks ago, Stacy. Most of the conversations I had once I got there were people that were in need, like needing, I don't know, an ear. I wasn't going to say guidance. I wasn't going to say advice. It wasn't that. They just needed someone to listen. And that I was quiet and I just did that. And I was I'm great at that. So I was all for it. It was perfect for me. But just know again that you're not alone when those type of situations arise. I feel like again we were talking about clinging onto our past selves is what I'm going to call it. Again, I've been doing this for over 20 years, trade shows for over 10 now, and it's never happened to me that I've had a panic attack before going to a show. This was the first time. So it's acknowledging that we've changed as well and figuring out what this new version of us needs in order to make certain things happen for us, okay? So don't forget that about yourself. Okay. Number four, and I know this is a big one. I wish D'Angelo was here. He has a book all about it. But it's be grateful. And I'm going to dive into it, you guys, because I know this is something that's always generally said. I really want to take a deep dive into gratefulness for us, especially as entrepreneurs, as makeup artists. And I mentioned it a little bit before. So, for example, when I was a younger makeup artist, I really didn't think about certain jobs not being mine anymore. Like I figured when I first started doing Fashion Week that I would just be doing Fashion Week all the time. Like every year I'll just be doing Fashion Week. Or when I got onto Dick Page's team, for example, I was just going to be a part of his team all the time. That was it. I got it. We're there. Boom. I never really thought about it like evolving and me becoming a mom and then not doing certain things, or maybe that opportunity just not coming back to me again. And the reason why I'm saying these things is we need to be more grateful about the rooms that we are in. I don't think we realize how beautiful it is that we are privy to certain things, certain conversations, certain people, certain things that other people would just dream about. So just stopping in that moment and really analyzing, being like, wow, I can't believe that I am here with so and so, watching so and so, doing so, like, and thinking like, oh my goodness, this is happening to me right now. I may not get this opportunity next year. I may not get this opportunity next month. You know what I mean? So when I say grateful, it's grateful in that aspect. I'm not like saying like, oh, just be grateful for whatever. No, like really at the end of the day, analyze your day and really look at the things that you are grateful for within that day. And they don't have to be that big either, which I'm going to get to in a second. But I'm sorry that I have this on, you guys. If I turn this off and God forbid, I get a phone call, it won't come through. So I have to have this little, I hope you're not hearing the ding ding. Are you guys hearing it? Okay, good. Okay, good. I would love to tell you a little story in regards to this, which kind of changed my mindset on being grateful. First and foremost, read D'Angelo's book because it's a great one. So it's 100 Days of Gratitude. If you're in the club, you get free access to that book. With his downloads for it. But if not, go buy it, support it regardless. It's a great, great, great book. For me, a good example of this is when I did the show Annie. So it was the live show that I was a part of the team, and Bethany Towns pulled me in, and I was so, so grateful. We worked with Joe DeLude as well. It was an awesome, awesome show. So I show up on the first day and it was a live show. So we didn't have like any, we didn't even, we had like, did we do a I can't remember if we had any practice shows. I don't remember. Sorry, my brain is. But I remember showing we had the show, we did the show, and all of a sudden Bethany's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put you in the celebrity room." And I was like, "What do you mean you're putting me in this? I thought I was gonna be on background. Like, what do you mean?" She's like, "Angelique, you got this. Like, don't even think anything about it." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I go into the celebrity room. Taraji P. Henson is there with a shunta. I'm trying to think of the other cast. Of course, my head right now is not working. But there were some big wigs in that room, you guys. And all I could think about is, what the hell am I doing? And all my other friends were with like the background. Like, and I was like, I kept passing, like, hi. I'm working with all these other artists that are phenomenal makeup artists with these celebrities. And I'm like, what am I doing here? And I had to take a moment to say, you know what, Angelique, you deserve it. Like you work so hard, you belong here. And that's where the gratefulness part came into play for me. I was in rooms with this magic. I got to pray with Taraji P. Henson before the show stuff. Like I held her hand and we prayed. Like it was so awesome. And I feel like back before, I wouldn't really take the time to celebrate and be grateful for such a moment. The opportunity, yes, but that specific moment with that energy being there and the people creating the magic that they were creating. That's the type of gratefulness that I'm talking about, you guys. It's literally tapping into like, wow, I can't believe that this happened to me. Like that, my little girl would be like, my 8-year old version of me was freaking out. Okay. Like freaking out. So that kind of gratefulness is what I'm talking about. I feel like we need more of that today. So I wrote here, focus daily on what you are grateful for, even if it's the smallest things. Like Braylon, my son and I will literally look at the sun. And if there's like a beautiful, we call it cotton candy skies, the sunset, my favorite kind. That's something that you could be grateful for during a very hard day. I wrote here, research shows that the brain can't focus on both the negative and the positive at the same time. So if you choose to focus on what you're grateful for, it eliminates you focusing on like the negative stuff. So that's why people are saying focus on the gratefulness, be grateful. You want to focus on that because your brain can't focus on the other stuff then. So even at the end of the day, and I'm telling you guys right now, it is a practice. You can do it, I promise. But it's like going to the gym. You have to practice, practice, practice. Um, but at the end of the day, what I will do is I'll try to find three things that I'm very grateful for in that day, and I'll just meditate on it right before going to bed. Research shows if you write it down, it's even better, to be honest. But I'm the worst with that. I'm not gonna lie. So at least at the end of the day, in my mind, I go over, okay, what are the three things today? Sometimes I get two, some days I get only one. Some days I'll get five. Some days I'll get 10. It changes, you know? But if you get into the habit of doing it every day, I promise you, your entire mindset's going to change. And then throughout the day, you actually look for those things. So it switches something and you'll feel the switch. It's literally like a switch in your mind. So please, please, please be grateful. Even today, like I'll give you one right now, all of us being together today, right now, in this beautiful, magical talk. I'm grateful for that. And I hope you're grateful for it too. So there you have one for today. All right, the fifth and the last thing, and then we'll open it for Q&A. And this one's a heavy one. It's big, it's major. Think with your heart. You guys, think with your heart out of love. Any decision that you make, if you're thinking with your heart and you're thinking out of love, you're not going to steer yourself wrong at all. And I know for myself, around, I would say probably 5 years ago, or maybe 4 years ago, I was very indecisive. I've always been very indecisive as a person. I just, it's hard for me to make decisions. I'm like, should I do that? A, B, C? I don't know, all three. But now thinking with my heart or thinking out of love, I'm really able to focus on the decisions that are good for me at that point in time. And I don't regret it. I call it like my present self is not going to forget it. If my future self wants to change that decision later on, good for her. Great. It's out of my hands. But right now, for me, I'm thinking out of love and I'm thinking with my heart. So I'm making the best decision I possibly can for myself at that time. And I promise you guys, it has changed the way that I've been, especially, I'm no longer indecisive. It comes up every once in a blue, though, I'm not gonna lie. And then I have to like calm myself down. I'm like, okay, think out of love. What would love do? What would my heart do? But try to get out of your head. That's the biggest thing. I know Stacey says this all the time, right, Stacey? I put my hand on my heart and I make my decision from there. I get right into my body, right in here, rather than up here. And I feel like even when I was gearing myself to go to the gala, I was thinking too much up here. Like, what could happen? What if I have no one to talk to? Like, what if I have nothing to say? What if blah, blah, blah? It was all up here. But when I came right down to my heart and I was like, okay, I'm going to see my people and be with Stacey. It's all love. I felt okay. You know what I mean? And then the other two things I want to leave you guys with is what the first one is, what do you want? And I know that sounds like a very easy question, but I promise you it is not. I need you after this sometime this week just to sit with yourself, whether it is, if you like to meditate, great. Most of my club and community members do not like meditation, and that's okay. I got into it and I actually love it now, but it did take a long time for me to get that way. It's okay if you don't. If you prefer prayer more, that's on you. Perfect. Whatever works for you, where you're able to tap into yourself, to really ask yourself the question, what do I want? What do I want right now? What do I want for myself? What do I want for this life? ask yourself that question and just write down whatever comes to you. And I feel like that'll be your first step moving forward. It's canceling out all those external factors that we spoke about before. I don't care about any of them. I want to know what it is that you want from your heart space. Okay. So pick a quiet place, pick a quiet time, and you can add on to the list as much as you can. And if you can't sit and journal, if that's not your cup of tea, which I totally get, at least do it within your own mind. Like try to talk to yourself in your head and just pick some quiet time to be like, okay, Angelique, what do we want? What do we want? And just think about it. I feel like that something is better than nothing, right? So at least at the bare minimum, try that. And the other thing that I really want you to remember, you guys, the biggest thing was change is the only constant thing in life. If you didn't take anything away from this call, take that away. Change is the only constant. Thank you so much, James. Change is the only constant thing in life. And then what do you want? And then the third thing is shit on the should. I want you guys to absolutely shit on the should. And when I say that, I say all the things that you think you should be doing. I don't care about any of them. Even if we have a one-on-one call together, I go straight from there because all I hear is I should be doing this or I think I should be doing that or someone said I should be nope. No. Shit on the should. What is it that you want to do? Because all those external things, all the things that other people are telling us to do are not really what we want for ourselves most of the time. So it's figuring out what that is for you. Okay? All right, so I want to open it up to Q&A. I hope it was helpful. Oh, thank you, Kristen, for dropping D'Angelo's 100 Days of Gratitude. Perfect. So if you're in the community or club, the link is in the chat, so you guys can access that. And yeah, I want to open up to Q&A. All right, everyone. If you have lasted this long, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so, so much for joining us. For those of you that were there live with us, thank you so much for participating in that magical experience. For those that were able to catch the replay, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be with us. I wanted to let you know that I am offering an amazing, I can't even say it, an amazing, amazing deal. I know so many of you were asking for the mastermind to happen again. If you've been following me for a while, then you know that I've already run 3 different mastermind programs since 2020, all of which have sold out. And most of the members are club members now as well. They've had such tremendous transformations within this program. And I'm so excited to let you know that I will be offering another mastermind this year. However, we are doing things a little bit differently this time around. So the mastermind program is going to be exclusively for club members. So that's right. If you are a club member, you are going to be able to participate in our mastermind program. It is included and baked into the prices. I know as our call went that things are really, really difficult for many of us right now. And I wanted to make sure to create a way where those that want to participate still can, and it's still completely affordable. So club members and those that join the club, you will be able to participate in the mastermind program. The program will be starting in June. And it is going to be a 3-month program, again, built into our club. So we will have monthly calls. You'll have accountability partners. We will have themed months as well. So starting in June, we will have different themes. I don't want to leak anything or spoil anything here, but again, the mastermind program, I ran it since 2020. All of the cohorts sold out, and it has been transformative for everyone who participated. So you can hear testimonials below. You can reach out to me to ask any questions. But in order to participate in the mastermind, you have to be a club member. So come and join us. All of the information is below. There is a monthly payment plan as well. You can do the yearly plan, which I highly suggest, because after the mastermind is over, you're still going to want to participate with accountability with us, and we're going to continue with the momentum of the mastermind as well. So my advice is to join us for the year. That is where you'll get the biggest discount, but you can also do the monthly payment plan as well. Any questions at all, please let me know. But the deal is really amazing right now. And it won't last like this forever. I'm going to be completely real. I know the value within this program, and I know what I'm going to be delivering and what the group is going to be delivering. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I promise you that. So we're doing it this way for this one time, just because I do know things going on in the industry have changed so much, and I want you to participate with us. I want you to come in with us, and I don't want you to feel as though you can't because of financial things. So again, the way, and also on a side note, the way that I designed the club, for those of you that may not know, the club actually was birthed after the last mastermind that I did. Mastermind members were saying that they wanted more, they wanted to keep going. So I created a way for members to do that within the club where we have monthly calls, special guests, all the things that are ongoing. The way that I developed it, I thought of it more as like a copay, like when you go to see a doctor and there's a copay, or even like a gym membership. So I developed the plan based upon that. So it is extremely affordable. Yes, it's still going to feel like an investment, but you need to invest in yourself, especially within the personal development realm. Makeup artists, beauty entrepreneurs, I feel like we don't talk about this enough, that those investments are going to catapult you to the next level. If you are feeling lost right now, if you feel like the income isn't coming in, or your revenue, you're not making the revenue that you wish you were making, this is for you. And I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but I promise you, once you invest in yourself in this way, you're going to see results. And I'm here for you. I'm going to guide you every step of the way. Group members are going to be there for you. So come join us. You have absolutely nothing to lose. And I can guarantee you it's never going to be this low again, in regards to the payment portion of it. Again, I designed this for particular reasons, and I want to open it up so those of you that want to join us can. So don't miss out. All right, I will see you in the club. Any questions? I'm here for you. Can't wait to see you there and can't wait to start this program with you. Let's go. Bye.